Hey guys, how's it going? Today we are talking about Underthemayo and Ultrakill. Now, Underthemayo has made multiple videos on Ultrakill before, and every single time he has gotten roasted for them. Underthemayo basically complains that Ultrakill is boring because he can just spam the pistol and beat the game without having to swap weapons, even though his style meter obviously reflects the fact that he's doing this and tries to tell him that, hey, you're not playing this right. A lot of the fun of Ultrakill is based on the style meter. It's the positive reinforcement you get for playing stylishly. But not only do you get positive reinforcement for playing the game stylishly like it's meant to be played, you also get rewarded with better health regeneration. But Underthemayo basically tries to claim in this video that Devil May Cry 2 and Ultrakill are similar because in both games you can just spam one weapon and beat the boss. But the difference between Ultrakill and Devil May Cry 2 is you can do this in Devil May Cry 2 with no real punishment. But the punishment you're gonna get for doing this in Ultrakill is you're gonna have to wait for the pistol to recharge every time you use the charge shot, and you're also gonna be punished by having bad health regeneration because you're not playing stylishly. Not to mention the fact that there are much more effective and quick ways to take out different enemies by swapping weapons and using a variety of them. Two examples I can think of off the top of my head for this are switching to the nail gun to take out the malicious faces, or you can switch to the coin pistol to take out the little floaty purple guys. Anyway, let's just get into the video.
He was given. Okay, that makes a lot of sense given what I've just experienced. So this is a universally agreed on bad game, I see that. Fans of the series know it's bad, so I don't see much point in going into a 20-minute analysis of its failures 20 years after the fact. But it does leave me with a question. Why does everyone hate how easy this game is? Because in my interactions with fans of DMC, Ultrakill, Bayonetta, and other games that create communities of people obsessed with style meters and ranking systems and combos, I constantly hear that it's the player's fault if they're bored.
Yeah, it is your fault if you're bored when you're playing Ultrakill. If you're playing Ultrakill the right way, meaning switching weapons like all the time and trying to keep your style meter up, you don't have time to be bored. You're constantly thinking to yourself, okay, what am I switching to next? What am I switching to next? How can I keep the style meter up? And if you're ignoring the style meter, you're playing the game wrong and the game is punishing you for that.
On this channel, I have regularly criticized style meter games for being poorly balanced with terrible AI and just being easy to mash through mindlessly without the game pushing you into playing more intelligently and more stylishly to survive. I've heard that this isn't a problem because the point of these games isn't for them to be challenging, the point is for you to go in and experiment and find fun stuff to do. You don't need to be punished by the game for playing in a boring way. That's supposedly a childish way to think.
It is. If you want to play a game in a boring way, you can't complain that that game is boring. It's your own fault for purposely playing the game in a way that's boring. You can play through all of Doom 2016 with the shotgun, just the basic shotgun, not even super shotgun, and that would be extremely boring. You can't say that Doom 2016 is boring because you only want to use the shotgun. Same goes for Ultrakill. You can't say that Ultrakill is boring because you only want to use the charge pistol, and I mean the game is literally punishing you for this as well. It's trying to tell you, hey, you're playing this game wrong.
It's my fault for picking the boring option. I'm sorry to bring up the Ultrakill fiasco again, but why is it that when I say the starting pistol of Ultrakill is already so powerful that there's no need to use other weapons for most of Act 1, that's controversial, but every video I see criticizing DMC 2 talks about how the pistols are way too powerful and they trivialize the combat.
Because there are more effective ways to play Ultrakill than to just spam the charge pistol. You could spam the charge pistol and just beat the level, but you'd be punished by having bad health regeneration, and there's much faster ways to clear out certain enemies, like using the cannons or whatever. A lot of enemies in Ultrakill are much easier to defeat with different weapons you get in the game, and using the charge pistol on a lot of enemies won't really do all that much. I mean, you could beat Doom Eternal by just using the super shotgun, but it's not the most effective way to play Doom Eternal. Obviously, if you're playing the game more effectively, you're swapping weapons to truly utilize the weaknesses of a lot of different enemies, such as switching to the assault rifle to use like the blast to destroy the cannons on the manicibus. I don't know how you say that. The game itself is not boring. You're choosing to play it in a boring way.
Well, then just don't use the pistols, right? That's what I've been told. If you're using an easy, boring option that works, it's on you. It's not the game's fault for being unbalanced.
But Ultrakill's pistol is not unbalanced. There are much better ways to deal with a lot of enemies than just using the charge pistol. On a lot of enemies, the charge pistol really isn't going to be all that effective. Plus, if you're only using one weapon, as I mentioned before, your health regeneration is going to be hindered because of that, which is going to make the game harder.
That's what I've heard. I don't agree with that, but I'm curious what the difference is here. Setting aside the other things that make DMC2 bad, just talking about the stylish combo-based gameplay, it seems like DMC2 is the shining example of what I've been talking about. Because I've seen DMC2 combo videos. You can do some pretty cool stylish stuff, especially with the extended air juggles and aerial gunshots. You've got all these ways to customize your devil trigger using guns and grounded combo strings. You can have fun in DMC2. You can experiment and find crazy fun combo juggles and stylish ways to kill all the enemies in the room, if you choose to. So what's the difference? Is it not the player's fault for thinking DMC2 is boring if they play it in a boring way?
Well, there's a difference between Ultrakill and Devil May Cry 2. Ultrakill will punish you if you're not playing the game stylishly, whereas Devil May Cry 2 really isn't going to hurt you all that much if you aren't playing stylishly. In Devil May Cry 2, to my knowledge, your health regeneration doesn't get fucked if you use the pistols all day. But if you just want to use the charge pistol all day in Ultrakill, then your health regeneration is going to get fucked up because of that, and it's going to make the game harder on you.
What's the difference between DMC2 and DMC5? A game I like very much, but where I got a lot of pushback for saying the first playthrough starting difficulty was way too easy to pass by mindlessly mashing. I heard over and over that I don't understand DMC, that the point of the game is to be stylish, not to be challenged.
Well, what if I told you this? Part of the challenge comes in trying to beat the levels as stylishly as possible. If the game is telling you, hey, you're not playing very stylish, does that not make you feel bad about the way you're playing? Because it's supposed to. Also, a lot of the times when you play stylishly, you're playing a lot more effectively. I'm sorry, but spamming the default pistol is not the most effective way to play Ultrakill. I mean, what are you gonna do when you come across a group of enemies? What the fuck is the pistol gonna do there? Like, sure, you could take out all the enemies one by one with the default pistol, but you could switch to a shotgun and do a punch shot, which causes an explosion, and take out all the enemies at once, and you'd be playing more stylishly and get rewarded by better health regeneration.
It was apparently my fault for playing in a boring way, even though it was incredibly effective since the game was so damn easy. I'm not complaining about hypocrisy here, I'm just genuinely curious why it's okay for DMC5 and Bayonetta and Ultrakill's first act to be largely passable using terrible mashy spammy gameplay, and it's my fault for being bored because I'm supposed to be paying attention to the style meter or ranking system or whatever.
I mean, the style meter is literally telling you you're playing like shit, and it's punishing you by taking away some of your health regeneration, and that isn't enough to make you deviate from your tactics? Also, you're literally complaining that the first act of the game can be completed with kind of mindless tactics. It's the first fucking act of the game, what do you expect? But I watched you play through the first act of the game on your videos, and you're on the brink of death because of your tactics where you don't play stylishly enough. Are you so stubborn to the point where you're on the brink of death because of your tactics, yet you still don't want to change them? I really like Doom 2016, but if I was on the brink of death 99% of the time I played that game, I would change up my tactics a bit. Seems like you wouldn't.
But in DMC2, it's also very easy to pass using terrible mashy spammy gameplay, and people consider the combat to be boring and bad, even though you can still do flashy stylish combos you want to be doing in a DMC game. There's a ranking system at the end of every level, there's a style meter, and surely trying to maintain them as high as possible equals playing faster. So why isn't it the player's fault for finding DMC2 boring? It's a serious question. I'm not trying to start a fight here, guys. I know there's a fundamental philosophical disagreement between myself and the Style Meter fans, but this is not meant to be hostile. I just want to know what you personally think the difference is, and I invite you to comment below.
Well, the difference is very clear. DMC2 doesn't punish or really reward you for playing stylishly, whereas Ultrakill does.
I'll check out what people say. I just ask that everyone state their views calmly and respectfully.
Well, there you go, I guess. There's my response to the whole video you made. Anyway, yeah, that is pretty much all I gotta say. If you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike, and peace out.